Hello there, viewers. Welcome to live chat session. Can you hear me? Samuel Faleke says loud and clear. Warm welcome to you. Good to be with you for this almost an hour long live chat. Let me let me welcome the participants. Then a roundup of coming news stories for you in this live chat. As usual, Klaus New is the first one who commented today. He's always the first one, almost on a daily basis. General Truth says, hello, Sajid. Samuel Faleke says, greeting, dear Sajid Bhai. 47 says, hi. Biniber says, hi. Bright morning, A. Johannes Voldekidan, Doga Il Waka, Hassan Dalak, Semper Fidelis. A says Turkey cannot project much power this far to stop Ethiopia. Abdi Razak Khalif, Simon Mangisha, General Komsa says peace and prosperity to all Somalian brothers. Hassan Muhammad, Simon Tesfai, Hassan Muhammad says, Sadi, the first chat since long time. Yes, first time you have joined. Welcome to you. We have been doing live chats for several months now. Gaba, Musi Hapte, Dawn E, Gadle Kudusan, Bashe 09. Drum joined as well. Now, a roundup of the topics which we'll discuss, which I'll speak on this live chat. Firstly, Turkish military, Turkish Navy in Somali waters. Semper Fidelis joined too. He is a member of the channel. Warm welcome to you, Semper. If you want to be a member, you can click a link given in the description section of this live chat. We will start member-specific live chat soon, and I'll share member-specific content too. Extreme Ethiopia says giving a single port to Ethiopia won't kill our neighbors, right, Sajid? Yeah, you're right. But Ethiopia should get this port through dialogue, through negotiation, not by force. Gadle Kudusan says reliable analyst, hardworking and reliable news analyst. Thank you, Gadle Kudusan. Three main news stories. Firstly, Turkish Navy in the Red Sea, in Gulf of Aden. Turkish parliament voted today. What was the voting about? Secondly, Arab League met today. A very strong statement from Arab League. Hamza Abdi Bare addressed Arab League. Hamza Abdi Bare is Somalia's prime minister. And he tried to build a narrative speaking to Arab League. What did he say? Thirdly, African Union has appointed a mediator to mediate between Ethiopia and Somalia. Details for you in this video, live chat of the three news stories. Before that, just a little, just a few words about tomorrow's IGAD meeting. IGAD is due to meet tomorrow on the 18th of January. Ethiopia boycotting IGAD meeting, Sudan's military boycotting IGAD meeting, Somalia requested an emergency session of IGAD. Obviously, agenda, two top items on agenda are Ethiopia, Somalia, and MOU and Sudanese civil war. Despite boycott from Sudan's military and Ethiopian government, IGAD did not postpone the summit. Summit will be held on Thursday in Kampala, Uganda. What will IGAD do? Will it take a very strong position in support of Somalia? Will it condemn Ethiopia, Somaliland MOU? That we'll see tomorrow. So IGAD did not postpone the meeting that I want to share with you. Tofik Avolo says, "Are you Egyptian?" No, I am not. Conquer the stars. Many Ethiopians have lost faith in Abiy. MJ says, Sajid, I have it on good authority that if Ethiopian delegation would have landed in Hargeisa, they would have been arrested. People were waiting for them. I think they did land there. But I have learned, let me just share a little of today's main incident for those who have not watched my today's videos. Today, an Ethiopian plane was denied entry into Somaliland. Entry was denied by Somalia. Somalia's Civil Aviation Authority denied entry to this plane. Regular flights are not being stopped. Regular flights from Ethiopia to Somalia, Ethiopia to Somaliland are not being stopped. I think one or two flights, regular flights from Ethiopia landed in Hargeisa today. But a special flight, reportedly with some VIPs on board, was not allowed to enter Somaliland. It obviously wanted to enter Somaliland through Somali region of Ethiopia. It flew from Addis Ababa. When it reached Jijiga, Somali region of Ethiopia, Somalia refused to allow this plane to enter Somaliland. The plane returned to Addis Ababa, some say to Jijiga. But after that, talks were held. And reportedly, the plane took off again and it landed in Hargeisa. That is what we have learned from Mes Fantasio, Ethiopian Airlines CEO, just a few hours ago. He confirmed that yes, the plane was denied entry, then talks were held, and the plane was allowed to restart its journey. It means that the plane arrived in Hargeisa. But Somalia today showed what it can do. It can ban all Ethiopian commercial flights to Mogadishu. It will try to ban Ethiopian flights to Somaliland as well. But I don't think militarily it can stop these planes. Ethiopia has a border with Somaliland. It can use border for travel to. Maybe it can use helicopters as well. And maybe its Ethiopian officials can use commercial flights too, which operate between Hargeisa and Addis Ababa. So let's see. So far, Somalia today again flexed its muscles. The top Ethiopian delegation consisted of some top Ethiopian officials like Domake Mekonnen, reportedly not confirmed though. Reportedly he was on board, but he was not allowed to land in Hargeisa. That just show the level. By the way, people have been saying, Sajid, you're fueling a conflict. Nothing is happening. Empty bravado, hollow threats, nothing would happen. But you're seeing that gradually tensions are rising. So entire world is speaking, Arab League meeting, IGAD meeting, mediators being appointed, planes being stopped. So what do you want to believe? What do you want to happen to believe that there could be a serious military escalation between Ethiopia and Somalia? I've been saying situation is very alarming. It's very grave. Immediate intervention is needed. Otherwise, the two are on a collision course. Somaliland says Somaliland for Somalilanders. Anbisa Information Center says Somalia for Somalians. Ahmed says Somalia Sea is not for sale. Faisal Iyasu says Ethiopia now in good hand of PM Abiy. Don't worry too much, brother. I don't worry about anyone, by the way. My job is not to worry. I just report. MJ said, yes, I'm talking about a special flight. I think special flight also entered Hargeisa. That is what Mesman Tassi is telling us. Ug Dugi says Somalia will never stop being a spoiler in the horn. Well, to say that Somalia is a spoiler in the horn, maybe it's an exaggeration. So far, it's embroiled in handling its own conflicts, internal conflicts. Abib says Somaliland is not Somalia. Muhammad Abdullah says, my friend Sajid, Somalia belongs to Somalis. Okay, whatever you want to write, I don't ban any comments. But if you have any questions, you can write questions. If you want to give some comments which are insightful, I'll read your comments. As regards your affiliation with Somalia and Somalia, you have every right to have your affiliation. Gagab says, Saji, do you think Abi is creating another war in the Horn? I don't know who is creating because it takes two to tango. Somalia not showing any signs of flexibility. So if war happens, you cannot blame Abi only. Somalia obviously showing signs of no retreat. Somalia exacerbating the security situation, I would say. Yes, Abi fired the first shot. I agree. Somalia did not show restraint too. So uh, war could happen, though we cannot give a timeline. Let me start, viewers. Nahom Architect says, hello, Sajid, late comer here. No, you're not late. We haven't started yet. Just exchange of greetings, some comments I read. Isfazagi Tackle says, will Pakistan show flexibility on Kashmir? That you should ask from Pakistani government. I don't represent Pakistan, by the way. Hello, Sajid says, Miyag Elimayehu. A Khalif says, Ethiopia can feed itself. Why on earth want someone's land? Do you think deal will go through ASAS? Okay, let me start first. Let's start with a breaking news being shared by several pro-Somalia activists, journalists, as if Turkey has made a big decision in support of Somalia. What are they reporting? I want to clarify a little. It is being reported that Turkey has announced to deploy its navy in Somalia's waters, in Somali waters rather, in the Gulf of Aden in Arabian Sea. And Turkish parliament today voted overwhelmingly in support of this resolution. I want to share the entire picture with you. More than a decade ago, around 12 years ago, Turkey deployed its navy to the Gulf of Aden. Why? Because Turkish navy has been conducting operations against pirates. Somali pirates have been attacking ships. To ensure safe travel of Turkish cargo ships, Turkey deployed its navy in the Gulf of Aden. And Turkey has been operating in alliance in coordination with other countries too in the Gulf of Aden area. This deployment is not new. Each year, this mandate of Turkish Navy is renewed. Turkish president sends a request to the parliament. Parliament votes, and the mandate of the Navy to operate in the Gulf of Aden is renewed. And it's generally in February. In January, the mandate is renewed. Dr. Abdi Jalil joined too, one of my esteemed members. Welcome, Dr. Abdi Jalil. So in January, generally voting is held and Turkish parliament renews the mandate. Once again, today, Turkish president's resolution, his advice was put to the vote at the parliament, Turkish parliament. And Turkish parliament overwhelmingly supported the extension of the mandate of Turkish Navy in the Gulf of Aden. So it's not that new Turkish Navy deployment is being made to Somali waters. No, existing naval Turkish forces operating in the Gulf of Aden for more than a decade are being told to continue their activities. Can we say that this? Thank you, Miag Elamayehu, for buying this super chat sticker. Thank you. So, Turkish Navy has been in this part of the sea for more than 10 years. This extension of the mandate of Turkish Navy should not be seen as an announcement of Turkey for as backing for Somalia, because some Somalia-based activists are reporting as if Turkey is sending its naval forces in support of Somalia. No, Turkey might do that we don't know. In future, it might happen. Now, only the mandate of Turkish Navy has been renewed, which has been operating here for more than a decade. This is the true and real picture which I want to share with you, that we should not be misinformed. Problem is that on both sides, Somali activists from Somalia and Somali activists from Somaliland, both are spreading misinformation. We should be careful in understanding and in sharing the news stories with others. Having said that, it does not mean that Turkey won't support Somalia. Maybe it will support Somalia. Maybe its naval forces will support Somalia, but it's too early to say. I think Turkish naval forces are operating in Somalia's territorial waters. Though Somaliland is part of Somalia according to international law, but correct me if I'm wrong, is a Turkish navy operating in Somaliland's waters too? I am not aware of Turkish Navy's operations close to Somaliland waters. Magatism joined too. Warm welcome to you, Magatism. You were supposed to start translating my videos in some language, in Amharic, I think, or on TikTok, you promised, but then you went missing, Magatism. Horn of Africa information says, what is your perspective on the level of division in Somali community? They are one people. Is it in the Somali society's interests? Well, Somaliland has been operating independently for decades now. It wants recognition. Yes, they are one people, tribes on both sides of the border, almost same background. But when a region tastes the fruit of independence, autonomy, then generally it wants to remain independent. Yes, you could say that one tribe is the main tribe, it is benefiting from the division between Somalia and Somaliland, whatever you say, but Somaliland does not want to rejoin Somalia. I mean, majority of Somalilanders don't want to join Somalia. Yes, there could be some pro-Somali elements too in Somalia, in Somaliland. Ground reality will have to be accepted by Somalia. I'm not saying that Somalia should recognize Somalia as a country, but the two will have to reach some sort of common ground. If Somalia believes that Somaliland will join Somalia and that is the way forward, maybe it won't happen, I think. I don't know about future, but in present situation, Somaliland majority wouldn't like to join Somalia. I think there are some elements there in support of Somalia. Kira joined to another member. Welcome, Kira. Kira says, hi, Sajid. I missed the live chat yesterday. Thank you for joining today, Kira. Adib says Turkish Navy is not operating on the Somaliland waters as long as I know. That is what my point was. The Turkish Navy has been operating in Somalia's waters. But will it make a move towards Somaliland's waters as well? That remains to be seen. Johnny B. Good says, hello Sajid. Hi Sajid. Any fake news from Eratia? Well, anything which does not suit you is fake. Anything about Eratia which does not suit you is going to be fake. Live and Learn says, are Puntland and federal government of Somalia on good terms? Well, no, but Puntland and Ethiopia are on good terms. I think an Ethiopian military delegation visited Puntland a few days ago. This week, I think there was a meeting. Puntland has been traditionally close to Ethiopia, southwest state as well. These two Somali regional states are close to Ethiopia. And by the way, these Somalia's regional states are very powerful. I mean, they develop direct relation with countries, which does not happen in other countries too. That state-to-state relations are handled by the federal government. But in Somalia, regional states develop ties with other countries. Some have ties with some have ties with Arab countries, some with Ethiopia, etc. Hassan Sheikh's grip on power is very weak. And then he does not have a very unified, strong military as well, and then Al Shabaab threat as well. Abdi Jamak says Sajid SSC Khatomo is largest part of federal government. Has federal government recognized SSC Khatomo controlled area as part of Somalia or as a new regional state of Somalia? What is the status of SSC Khatomo controlled area in the eyes of federal government? DW Ethiopia is asking a very different question. Who has the better human rights record on the ground, RSF or Birhan? Obviously, Burhan has a better record. RSF has long been accused of genocide in the past too. Some Burhan's allies have also been accused of similar atrocities. But military has been losing. Military does not want to use ethnic card against RSF. RSF has been using ethnic card against military units. So RSF is involved in perhaps more human rights abuses. Dr. Abdi Jalil says OPDO gamble to dismantle Horn of Africa countries to create their dream country of Oromo is never possible. Oromoma is only a threat to Ethiopia, but to whole Horn countries. Dr. Abdi Jalil is portraying the conflict between Ethiopia and Somalia as between Oromos and Somalis. I hope Ethiopia will not divide it into pieces. Sinai Mitelka says. I have done several videos, by the way, about Ethiopia's prospects of disintegration. My analysis is that it won't disintegrate. Miss T says, hello, we Kenyans stand alone on this issue. You're not alone, by the way, Miss T. Kenya issued a statement showing solidarity with Somalia, a diplomatic statement. Maybe Kenyans are more democratic. They perhaps know how to resolve their issues without fighting. Thank you, CHF, for buying this super chat sticker. Hi, Sajid. If RSF takes over, will Ethiopia build a military base next to Egypt? Oh, a very important observation, by the way. If RSF takes over, first of all, Ethiopia would like to take back Al Fashara. First priority for Ethiopia would be retaking of Al Fashara. Secondly, Ethiopia would like RSF to kick Egypt out of Sudan. If you remember, last year, Egypt signed a military cooperation agreement with Burhan's military. Back then, RSF and military were on the same page. So ideally, Ethiopia would like to keep Egypt away from its asset, and that is the dam. So, and then maybe Ethiopia could move towards Egypt-Sudan border areas as well. I agree with you. If Egypt tries to establish a military base in Ethiopian neighborhood, obviously Ethiopia can make a move towards Egyptian border too. But can RSF control entire Sudan? Even that is just maybe it's not possible. It will take years. Uh, Military still surviving, tribal leaders there, and Egypt does not want RSF to come close to its borders. That is why RSF is not advancing in northern direction. Eritrea also wants to keep also wants to keep RSF away from its borders. It would be difficult for RSF to sweep across entire Sudan. Lion Killer has joined. He is a member. A warm welcome, Lion Killer. He says, Sadi, sorry to hear about Iran attacks. I had no idea Iran could attack Pakistan. But it has been happening for years, by the way. I don't follow much what is happening in Pakistan or between Pakistan and other countries. I am so engrossed in covering Ethiopia. I am not fully up, I don't fully keep myself updated about Pakistan's foreign policy or internal situation. But tension on Iran Pakistan border is not something new. Iranians accuse Pakistani establishment, Pakistani groups that they are involved in attacks on Iranian territories. They have carried out attacks in the past too on Pakistani territory. It has been happening. Kira says, how can the federal government manage to fight with Fano and Ola if confrontation breaks? Yeah, you're right. How can Ethiopian government fight against Ola and Fano if it takes on Somalia as well? But will Ola really fight, or will it just try to create impression that it's fighting? I think we could see some decrease in armed hostilities in Oromia if Ola wants to give a silent support to Ethiopian military against Somalia. Fano won't stop, I think. But I am not sure about what Ola will do. Yemaskan joined too. Welcome, Yemaskan, a member. Hello, Sajid. How are you? Just I wanted to say rest and peace to Asfao Meshasha, EBC, yeah, that journalist who died. Uh, I have heard from several people about this journalist. May he rest in peace. Adam says, hi, such may be relevant. Was Eritrean ambassador to the UK deported by the UK? I've been hearing rumors, but I could not confirm about this deportation. Ebenezer Gomez says, hello, Sajid, what did I miss about Turkey? Okay, I'll have to. Could you watch the first part of this live chat? I spoke for around 10 minutes about what happened at Turkish parliament today. Hirsi Fao says Ethiopia dodged the IGAD meeting, which was scheduled for Abiy Ahmed, requested to meet Hassan Sheikh. Abiy's request was turned down by Hassan Sheikh. Ethiopia is wading into diplomatic. So Hirsch is saying that Abiy wanted to meet Hassan Sheikh on IGAD sidelines, but That request from Abiy was declined. That is why Ethiopia refused to attend the meeting. I don't agree with this report, by the way. And we're not sure about the mode of the meeting. Was it a virtual meeting or a physical meeting? I'm not sure about that. Alam Gizao says you are implying there is an unspoken alliance with Ola and PP. That's what the hardline. I'm not saying that, but when military launched operation against Fano, Ola went quiet. It was not because of alliance between Ola and military. It was because Ola wants to crush Fano. And when there was operation against Ola a few last year, I think Fano joined the operation against Ola because Fano wanted to crush Ola. So it's to do with the animosity between the two sides. How will Ola respond to a war if it happened between Ethiopia and Somalia? I'm not clear. I don't know honestly what Ola will do. But Fano won't stop. Iskahun says, Sajid, you should become Ethiopian citizen. I feel myself as a citizen of the Horn of Africa, by the way, not just Ethiopian. I don't have any ID card, but I think I'm closer to the people of Horn of Africa now. People from Ethiopia, Eritrea, and other countries are closer to me. All day I talk to them. All day I follow their uh, developments in their countries, their internal issues, their foreign policy, etc. Sajid, can you say something in terms of 120 million people? Well, that should have been taken into account by Ethiopian rulers when they agreed to the creation of two countries and they lost access to the sea. They should have worried about it back then. So it should not be, I think, a justification for Ethiopia to wage war on any country to gain access to sea by force. It isn't, I think, something which is logical. Yama Kozi says, Sajid, you are biased against Somalia. I receive lots of hateful posts these days from some people from Somalia. Some appreciate my work too. Others accuse me of supporting Ethiopian government and working against Somalia. But such criticism is not new for me. I have faced such type of criticism in the past as well. I am not pro Ethiopia or pro Somalia or anti Somalia. I just believe in reporting in an unbiased and transparent manner. I think gradually people will learn that reporting is correct. But I have every right to have my opinion. Like you have every right to form your opinion about these issues. I might not agree with you, you might not agree with me, but let's not just put a label on others that they are on the payroll of someone or anti or pro someone. Miss T says Sajid does not want to listen to Canyon views. Okay, Miss T, I'm all ears. What do you want to say? What is Canyon view? Now, the second news story, viewers. Let me speak a little about Arab League's meeting, today's meeting. Canyon view is the same as that of Ola, Simon Tesfaye says. Let's hear from Miss T. Arab League met today. Arab League foreign ministers held a meeting. It was a virtual meeting. Arab League's headquarters is in Cairo, Egypt. Somalia's prime minister was also invited and he delivered a virtual address. Meeting was held Egyptian foreign minister spoke there too, Sami Shokre. And after that, Arab League issued a statement. What did Hamza Abdi Bare say in his address to the Arab League members? Hamza Abdi Bare asked all Arab League members to join forces. He tried to build a new narrative. He said that Ethiopian moves are not just a threat to Somalia, rather a threat to entire Arab world. And he claimed that Ethiopia wants to gain access to and block access to the Red Sea. It wants to block Gulf of Aden. And Gulf of Aden is the busiest shipping route. Entire Arab world depends on this shipping route. So that is why all Arab countries should support Somalia. They should denounce Ethiopia. This is not just a matter between Ethiopia and Somalia. A new narrative is not saying that uh, that country should support Somalia because Somalia is in danger. No, he built a new narrative, a regional narrative. Will that narrative sell in Arab world? That remains to be seen. And does Ethiopia really want to block access to the Gulf of Aden? And that is why it wants to gain access to the sea. I don't agree with that. I don't think Ethiopia has the capacity to block access to the Red Sea because entire world would be then after Ethiopia, entire world would then turn against Ethiopia. Ethiopia cannot do that. No one will allow Ethiopia to block the Gulf of Aden. But that is what Hamza Abdi Bare said today. And he asked all Arab League members to unite, to join forces, to support Somalia practically. Then a statement from Arab League. Arab League issued a joint statement condemning the MOU between Ethiopia and Somalia. It was very expected. Arab League has never been pro-Ethiopia. It always criticized Ethiopia when Ethiopia was building the dam because Egypt is behind Arab League. That is why Arab League passed several resolutions against Ethiopia. But Ethiopia managed to almost complete the filling of the dam. So Arab League issued a statement then condemning Ethiopian MOU with Somaliland, announcing respect and support for Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Question is, what will Arab League do practically? Practically. Obviously, today it could have announced a boycott of Ethiopia. It could have announced a siege of Ethiopia. It could have announced diplomatic boycott of Ethiopia. A lot could have been announced. Nothing. No practical announcement by Arab League today. Will Arab League members send their forces to Somalia, their naval forces, to support Somalia? I'm not sure. No announcement so far. Just a statement from Arab League. I was expecting that. I told you about that yesterday too, that Arab League would issue a very strong statement in support of Somalia, but just a statement. No practical measures. I think Somalia can find a few allies. Entire Arab League won't support Somalia, but countries like Egypt are ready to offer support to Somalia. Egypt training Somalia's forces, Eritrea training Somalia's forces as well. So Somalia might find support from some Arab countries, not from entire Arab world. Finn says the Arab League properly does not want direct conflict with Ethiopia. Yes, I agree. What did the Arab League do in the ongoing Gaza-Israel war? Nothing, I think. OIC, Arab League, these are toothless bodies. They just issue statements. There are splits in these organizations, so they have never been influential because they never unite, and the members never take any forceful measures to back their statements. Johannes says, Johannes is asking a question about the participation of African soldiers in the war in Tigray. A South African media outlet, I think, spoke on that. Yes, I heard about that, Johannes. Abe Kareo Sadid, Ethiopian government starts what is finished. Nothing can stop Ethiopia from access to the sea. What is your view? Well, uh, I personally think that maybe no one was expecting this type of response from Somalia. Somalia is ready to abandon its fight against Al Shabaab. It says its first enemy is Ethiopia. So, no matter what happens, Somalia says it wants to stop Ethiopia. Yes, Ethiopia is committed too, but Somalia is committed as well. This is alarming. Both sides, they're holding on to their positions and no de escalation, no mediation, no dialogue. So Ethiopia, as you said, wants to implement what it promised to Somaliland in MOU, but Somalia is not showing any flexibility as well. And Ethiopia is abandoning its fight against Fano simultaneously. I don't think so. I don't think so. Ethiopian military will not abandon the fight against Fano. If it happens, you'll see Fano will sweep across Amhara region. Yes, you could see some tactical withdrawal, tactical repositioning of ENDF soldiers. It can happen, but you see that military won't largely withdraw from Amhara region. And Fano fighters want military to withdraw. The day military starts withdrawing, you'll see what happens in Amhara region. Nahom says, Sajid, do you think Turkey and Egypt align themselves considering their rivalry? Well, they can align. Turkey will align with Somalia to protect its interests in the Gulf of Aden, and Egypt will align with Somalia to take revenge on Ethiopia. So both have different reasons to back Somalia. Now, lastly, your last news story is about a meeting of African Union's Peace and Security Council, PSC. This is the body of African Union which handles the security and political issues. The meeting was held today, and the Peace and Security Council showed its concern about Ethiopia Somaliland MOU. It announced its support to protect Somalia's territorial integrity and sovereignty. It asked Somalia and Ethiopia to de escalate, and then, importantly, it appointed African Union High Representative for the Horn of Africa as a mediator between Ethiopia and Somalia. Who is this man who will mediate? His name is Olusegun Obasanjo, former Nigerian prime minister or president. I think he is former Nigerian president. Correct me if I'm wrong. Olusegun Obasanjo mediated between Tigray People Liberation Front and Ethiopian federal government too, though his mediation failed. Basically, it was US which president. Yes, Hirsi, thank you. So it was mainly US which mediated between the two sides. Obasanjo was not very relevant, by the way. He was just a face because Yamabi was saying African solutions to African problems. That is why US did not want to be seen as the face of mediation. So it uh, brought Obasanjo and IGAD to the front as if they were mediating, but actually Americans were behind the mediation between TPLF and Ethiopian federal government. So Obasanjo now will mediate between Ethiopia and Somalia. What can he do? I don't think he can do anything, by the way, but let's see what he does. Let's see how he starts. So Obasanjo has a new mission. By the way, his earlier mission is incomplete. Pretoria deal was signed in November 2022, but deal has not been fully implemented so far. Gun silenced only. African Union perhaps is not very concerned about implementation of the Pretoria deal in Ethiopia. Miss T is so worried about Kenya. I don't know what she's commenting about Kenya, which I'm missing. Sajid skipped Kenyan again. I am not reading any comments. I'm speaking because I started speaking about this third news story a few minutes ago. So I'm not reading any comments. So Obasanjo now will start a shuttle diplomacy between Ethiopia and Somalia. Let's see what he does. Tomorrow's meeting by IGAD too, maybe IGAD and Obasanjo will work jointly. The two work jointly, African Union and IGAD in Sudan too, but they could not deliver. Nothing happened there. Rather, IGAD became controversial. Samuel Adiso says, hello, sir. Hi, Sajid. Can you please check the credibility of your information about Agaya? He released a video today saying he never got involved in any clash with other Fanos. Samuel, could you share this video with me? By the way, a close friend of Agaya contacted me a few days ago. And he said that Agaya never fought against other Fano fighters. I said, please tell Agaya to record a video. And if you could share his video, then I'll be the first one to share it on my channel. So if you have the video, please do share with me on my email. That is sajid67200@gmail.com. Where is Miss T? I am missing her comments and she's angry. DW's question very important, says very pertinent. Why doesn't Eritrea let Egypt establish a base in their country? By the way, Eritrea is against all military bases, though it hosted, I think, UAE. But official Eritrea position is that it does not want to give its land to other countries for bases. Miss T, let me read her comment. Sajid, northeastern MPs don't represent Kenya's view outside Kenya, only inside Kenya. If President Ruto speaks on the issue, then we'll know who Kenya stand with. Yeah, Miss T, I agree that people like Farah Malam and others, they don't represent entire Kenya, but they are Somalis. They have right to speak as well. And yes, they condemned the MOU, and I think Farah Malam threatened Ethiopian government. But I think Kenya issued a statement too, if I'm not wrong, a balanced statement, and Kenya showed solidarity with and respect for Somali territorial integrity and sovereignty. So that is what Somalia, Kenya's official position is. Am I correct? Vedi Engosom, Sajid, do you think the Prosperity Party will seek a new leader in order to maintain their power in the federal government? Well, I know that some YouTubers and analysts are propagating this scenario. Or They claim that they have received information from inside that Abiy is going to be removed. And they are speculating. They're saying that some say Jawar is being prepared. That is why he has been Misty. I think Kenya issued an official statement. Please do uh, try to find out. Uh, I what was I talking about? I'm getting old, by the way. Yeah, I was talking about the you should exercise sometimes. I do, by the way. I go for long walks, 90-minute walk sometimes. Yes, 90-minute walk and a few sets of exercises too. I do exercise. Uh, these imaginary scenarios are being propagated by some news outlets, some YouTubers, and mostly they're from the Amhara region, by the way, or they support Fano, they're pro Fano elements. And they believe that Abiy's days are numbered now. I live in Pakistan, Hirsifa. So they say Abiy's days are numbered. Prosperity Party is bound to choose a new leader. Military is fed up with Abiy as well. Oromia, not entire Oromia behind Abiy too. So Abiy is set to go. And then they build another narrative. They say that Jawar is being launched. And Jawar is now speaking in a tone which is sympathetic towards Amhara. So Jawar wants to project himself as pro Amhara or as acceptable by Amharas. And they claim that maybe Abiy is going to be removed through a coup as well, or PP will remove Abiy. And I talked to them, by the way. I several people who are spreading this type of analysis. They talk to me as well. I don't agree with them. I don't think Abiy can be removed by PP. I don't think Abiy can be removed through a coup. Coup maybe is not likely in Ethiopia now because Abiy, when he came to power, he built Republican guards. Republican guards are keeping Abiy safe. No coup. Military cannot stage a coup against Abiy. I'll speak in detail on this point in a video if I have some time because this Ethiopia Somalia issue is keeping me very busy now. So I'm trying to cover as much as I can, but there are some developments which I cannot cover or which I have to cover the next day. It's not that I am not fully updated. I'm fully updated, but it takes time to make videos, 4 videos a day, 3 videos, one live chat. It takes almost all day. With 55 minutes have passed, I think we should end this live chat session. We talked about 3 main news stories in this live chat. Firstly, we talked about Turkish Navy's presence in Somali waters, which is not a new development. Turkish Navy has been here for around a decade. its mandate has been renewed. Secondly, Somalia's PM is building a new narrative. He addressed the Arab League meeting today, and he said that Ethiopian moves are a threat to entire Arab world. Ethiopia wants to block access to the Gulf of Aden. And Arab League issued a very strong statement, but just a statement, no practical measures against Ethiopia. Thirdly, we talked about a meeting of African Union's Peace and Security Council, which has nominated Obasanjo, Olusegun Obasanjo, ex-Nigerian president, as mediator between Ethiopia and Somalia. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed. See you tomorrow in the next live chat session. Bye bye.